Loyal Republicans, welcome to the Hate America rally, a counter-protest to the so-called No Kings protest. On October 18th, the radical left will hold a small gathering of their usual friends, Hamas, illegal aliens, and Antifa, that radical organization that opposes fascism. But unlike them, we are one nation under orange. One nation, one religion, and one color. It is time to make America hate again. For too long, this nation has been weakened by empathy, paralyzed by critical thinking, restricted by facts, and restrained by the inefficiency of the separation of powers. We've been infected by a radical plague of considering other perspectives, fairness, and going out of our way to make people feel like they belong, when in reality, they do not. Today, we offer the cure. We will replace the weakness of reason with the strength of absolute loyalty and the full authority of our president. For years, the radical left has criticized us for not having a health care plan. Today, we not only reveal our health care plan, but your Congressional Republicans are also here to announce a new way forward to restore order in our one nation under orange. Phase 1. Restoring mental purity. Pursuant to an executive order, the United States Congress will be creating the Patriot Mental Purity Act. Gone are the days that you can criticize the government and the chosen one. Your patriotic duty is now to praise, not to question. Dissent is no longer speech. It is treason, and protesters will be considered enemies of the state. Secondly, Fox News is now the only media outlet we can trust, and the only one without a restricted license. Only they will be permitted to ask the important questions of the chosen one and his disciples. Violators of this policy will be subject to relocation and re-education camps. We have also officially prohibited the use of the offensive term climate change. And like the Department of Education, we have just eliminated the Environmental Protection Agency. Although some people say that summers are hotter, the forests are burning, and the oceans are turning into acid, none of this is true. And if it ever was, it was caused by the radical left. Alternative facts are now official facts, and facts that you must accept. Finally, we are streamlining faith. Religious organizations have enjoyed tax-free status for way too long. From this point forward, this exemption will only be available to the religions and organizations we approve. Churches must file an application along with a $100,000 fee paid by money order to the chosen one or a member of his family. Phase 2, taxes and healthcare. Effective immediately, corporations and the top 10% of wage earners will be exempt from taxes. They are the true job creators, and they are the ones who fund our campaign. And because all members of Congress are in that top 10%, then we too will be exempt from taxes. On the topic of healthcare, you are on your own. We are grateful for all the donations and campaign contributions that we have received from the healthcare insurance industry. We could not have eliminated taxpayer support for healthcare without your help. Consequently, your tax dollars will no longer fund socialist programs like Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. If you are disabled or suffering from a life-threatening illness, then that is your choice and your problem. The President has directed us to redirect those funds to the War Department so that they can enforce law and order in blue states. Finally, the President has also directed us to create the President's Council on Fitness, a mandatory exercise program aimed at youth and goose-stepping to prepare them for mandatory military service. Phase 3. Restoring family purity. The radical left claims that we treat women like cattle, but as of today, nothing could be further from the truth. Consequently, we will pass and the President will sign the Restoring Family Purity and National Workforce Act. No longer will women live with ambiguity. They will now know their place in society, restoring women to their sacred, God-given role as homemakers. Their sole responsibility now is to produce workers, not thinkers. All decisions concerning their bodies will be made by the government or a male Republican. And speaking of family values, the Republican Party will no longer be judged. In the past, we were surprised that millions of people actually believed us when we used the phrase traditional family values. But pursuant to an executive order from the Chosen One, if any Republican wants to shag a porn star while married to someone else, or take $50,000 in cash for their official duties, they shall not be criticized. The good news is that shagging a porn star is now permitted during working hours, enabling your Republican representative to screw Americans and a porn star at the same time. And while we are on the subject of porn, read my lips. We will never release the Jeffrey Epstein files. Child molesters are nothing compared to those who oppose us. Phase 4. Securing absolute power. Finally, several steps are necessary to secure this new world order. First, the radical idea that no one is above the law, what the radical left calls the rule of law, is hereby suspended. We will determine what is right and what is wrong. Secondly, to prevent dissent, the Chosen One has commanded us to abolish the two-party system. We will be moving to a one-party system. To help expedite this approach, if your state is not a Republican state, you will not receive the federal benefits you paid for in taxes. Which brings me to a new identification requirement. Starting in 2 weeks, the radical left, Democrats, and their children will be required to wear blue armbands when in public, so that our troops will be able to identify them. Our military will enforce this new policy, and if any guns are found in their homes, those guns will also be seized. Finally, we will continue the massive deportation of illegal aliens and separating children from their parents. When we are done with illegal aliens, we will deport anyone who we determine is not a loyal American. These actions are necessary to make America great again and to make America hate again. Thank you, and God bless America and the Chosen One.